Peace. We back again. This is part 2. We have Empress, Aquillah Sovereign El Bay here. I said it right. Aquillah.
Yes.
Okay. Aquillah Sovereign El Bay here, and she's gonna finish up, part 2 of this interview, because we just building, and just vibing. You touched on national birthright for the melanated, beings. So let's, your contact information. How can you be reached? And
I can be reached through Instagram, which is AS_Royal Nails, and that's going to be ROYAL Nails, NAILS. Okay. Also, you can reach me through Facebook as Aquillah, AQUEEE. No, excuse me, AQUEELAH, Sovereign El Bay. It's pretty easy. It's not too many of me out there.
It's, this is something I just was thinking too, out of the blue, because we always improvise when we do interviews. I like freestyle sometimes. I see a lot of people like the Nick Cannons, the Swiss Beats, with the
Fez,
right, and the headdresses, and what was his name, Wesley Snipes. I guess they're converting into the, Moorish Science Temple. And do you feel that it's all in good faith? Do you feel that they really? What do you feel about the celebrities? Do you follow any of them?
I do. I
mean, Nick Cannon scenes. The only thing about Nick Cannon, I didn't like when even Young Pharaoh said this. This is a YouTube that I watch sometimes.
And he sold out.
He apologized. Like, why are you apologizing? You almost hit it on the head.
You know why? Because at the end of the day, whatever
oath, talk about these Jews, you gotta apologize.
Whatever. At the end of the day, whatever oath they took, they still held to. And a lot of people don't realize when you get into things, you don't know the full nature of what you're getting in. And open for the record, I am not part of any Moorish Science Temple.
Okay.
We have our own nation. Our nation is Indigenous Republic Nation. And our mission is to help humanity, help the people with their natural resources, assist where indigenous people are being violated through the UNDRIP, which is the United Nations Declaration of Rights of Indigenous People, but having a more background and being part of the Moorish Consulate, because we do have a New York Moorish Consulate, to assist Moors who are going through some type of difficulty.
I was going to ask, where is like headquarters, or where you have different buildings, facilities?
Only because being in this city of Rochester, we have been targeted on so many different levels. Anytime truth comes into play and it kind of affects or can possibly take away somebody's what they presume to be their privileges or their rights, they will attack you. They will want to hurt you.
New York State, I know they don't like when you shake up the dynamic, shake up the
well, we're here.
Infrastructure.
We're here and we're here to stay. So at the end of the day,
they like docile slaves.
Yeah, and they want to subject us. And we're not their subjects. They're actually our subjects. And anybody who became an immigrant when they came into this land, and part of their agreement, which they're in breach of their agreement, was to become an indentured servant, because they came into our land. So they were deeded to the land. And what that meant is, like, we think that we're supposed to pledge to them. No, they pledged to us. They wanted to come over here. They made an agreement that they would be indentured servants. But what they did was they flipped everything on us and made us the indentured servants, the original people to the land, and said, oh, y'all came by ship in Africa. Well, when they was talking about them 12 million slaves they brought over here, they was talking about themselves. And they stole the identity of our people. So with these celebrities and constantly apologizing for things that they're saying that have real merit, value, and truth, that right there shows that they're still being
handlers.
Yeah, they still have handlers. They're still being bullied, and more than likely they're probably afraid of dying. And that's one thing that is inevitable. We're all gonna die one
Right.
day.
You gotta
But
stand
at
for
the
something,
end,
though. I feel
you do, and you know what?
should put a monetary value, a bag over your head to
With the
integrity.
experience of people trying to murder us here in the city of Rochester,
Right.
hurting our family, trying to steal our land, even to right now, still the city of Rochester, participates in stealing
I know.
indigenous air property, including mine. And I have to constantly be in battle. And
Right.
at what point in time does a corporation that has no life
Right.
answer to the living? Because the dead can't answer to the living.
Right.
If somebody summons you, the only thing you can summons is the dead, and we not dead.
Right. Remember, they're only about 6,000 years old. These people.
Well, what I could say is that their job is to benefit.
As long
And
as
when
they
we
can.
don't understand the nature of us as heirs to the land and not realize that we're wealthier than what we think we are, and we
Right.
keep allowing them to bring their paperwork to the table and their name is at the top of those documents and our name ain't, and we just signing away our beneficiary rights,
Right.
not privileges.
Or rights.
Exactly, because they're unalienable. We're gifting them a lot of stuff. Taxes is a voluntary act.
Right.
If you want to catch them out there, the best way to catch them out there is through the IMF. You get your master file and understand the codes. Then you can see all of the crimes that they commit. To steal from you.
Hakeem El-Shabazz, if I said it right, Malcolm, he changed his name,
Yes.
was going to sue the UN, taking to court for crimes against humanity, indigenous people. You know what I'm saying? Before they killed them.
Well, then what did and then people say, well, Barack Obama didn't do anything. He did. He did one good thing that
What's
I can
that?
say. He reestablished the indigenous people's rights back into all the lands. So just because he did that, it doesn't mean that the people still yet understand their rights as indigenous people, and they probably still feel like they cannot get any rights. But at the end of the day, if the moment that you understand that you're the indigenous one and that you have God-given unalienable rights and that you have the right to certain things, then guess what? You can stand up for what's right and forbid what's wrong. But a lot of our people have been beaten down so much mentally, psychologically, and in our DNA, they created the post-traumatic slave disorder.
Right. That's going to my next question. I almost hit it. I was going to talk about, because, last thing about current events, and I feel, if people watching my channel, I've been talking about it in the last few videos about how I know people that work out every day. I know one specific female work out every day, tip-top shape, and after she took that jab, arm candy, she just had a stroke out of nowhere. I know a few people just had strokes out of nowhere. You see LeBron James' son collapsed in practice. Another high school kid died. So, it's something going on. Yeah, the numbers is right.
Have died.
Just kept under the rug.
Well, it's not kept under the rug. What we have to realize is criminals are criminals.
Right.
If you allow a criminal to tell you what to do and you don't check the criminal and you don't handle the criminal the way you're supposed to handle, because you can always go back to what God's law is. God's law is perfected. He gave us remedy in the laws of the land. Right. You have to understand what land, that you on land and not on sea. Sea law gives permission to do whatever. These are pirates.
Right.
They're pirates. They're constantly coming in and stealing the booty from the people.
Right.
And with the injections that they're doing, this is homicide. This is homicide. This is genocide.
Genetic annihilation.
Listen, hold on. Let me see if I brought it with me. Let me tell you what the rights of an indigenous people
Yeah,
were.
break it down, definitely. What you got over there?
Let's go to it real quick. Because this is the issue with our people of not understanding their rights and understanding that Okay, now this is we in America. Forget the UNDRIP, forget the United Nations, right? The American Declaration of Rights of Indigenous People, preamble. The member states of the Organization of America states hereinafter the states recognize the rights of indigenous people are both essential and historic significance to the present and future of the Americas. Okay. So they recognize it now.
Right.
The important presence of America of indigenous people and their immense contribution to development, plurality, cultural diversity, reiterating our commitment to their economic and social well-being, as well as an obligation to respect their rights and cultural identity, and that the existence of indigenous cultures and people of the Americas is important to humanity, and reaffirming that indigenous people are original, diverse societies with their own identities that form an integral part of Americas. They do not want us to be part of the indigenous family. They do not want us to have recognition. They do not want us to have our rights. But right here they state that they recognize that they're reaffirming that we have those rights. So as a concern that the indigenous people have suffered from historic injustice as a result of inter alia through their colonization and depositions of their lands, territories, resources, thus preventing them from exercising in particular their right to development in accordance with their own needs of interest. Whatever our needs are, they're supposed to make sure that we have. So if we say that our need is to have our own society, our own economics, our own health, our own whatever it is, they have to start providing that. Because guess what? Barack Obama signed that UNDRIP in order to return that stuff back to us and for us to be able to sue anyone who participated in slavery and their future heirs. So if they carry the names, they carry the deeds.
Is that why they're trying to get rid of this critical race theory and get rid of the past?
Yeah. They created a whole movie about Elvis Presley saying he was raised up in a black community.
Really?
And if that's the case, then he wouldn't have had. He ain't got not one picture when one indigenous melanated brother or sister, or not even in the background of his school. And if back then it was a segregation, how could he possibly be in a community of all black people or indigenous people or melanated people or Native American people and get the woos and the whys of all these Caucasians, because they wasn't into us.
Right.
They wasn't into us. So that narrative of them trying to change the story in order for them not to sue him, for him to have to pay back what he's stolen. The identity, the culture. Stealing the culture.
Basically.
Okay? And making billions still to this day off of our people. Hold on. I'm going to skip past some of these things. Let's go to this, right? In the section, so we got self-determination and social and cultural development in Article 3, right? Oh, and if you want to charter your own organization,
for the people,
you have the right to do that. And
give the
what
people
people
some
have
good
to do
advice
is
on what they need to do right now.
Declare any government. You can declare to not be part of any government.
What do they have to do? What's the process?
Well, first of all, they need to do nationality.
Right.
They need to know their nationality. Come away from that language that they created, which is a bastardized language that has been diminishing our people for so long. Declare. If they looking to declare, come and declare with us. We're accepting indigenous people. We're assisting our indigenous people. We're creating offices and positions and it's organized to assist. And we have a group of people who are assisting us. And yes, we do participate with working with the United Nations, because the United Nations have to hold and honor their own agreement. And if they don't, then we have to go against them too. But at the end of the day, We are the true heirs to the land and all the lands. You can find us anywhere on any land, and they can't do anything without us. That's why they need our consent. That's why they need our vote, even though they still want to hold us as 3/5 of a man, or 3/5 as a human being.
And then you see, I was looking at, you see how they got these immigrants coming foreign, different parts of the city.
They didn't get our permission. They didn't get our permission.
But you know what they're slowly going to do is they're going to make some of these foreigners police and try to police the inner cities, police our neighborhood. How are you going to have somebody that doesn't speak English coming and police?
First of all, you a foreigner. You can't come and rule over the indigenous people.
Right.
And I don't care what your policy is. But if the people don't start declaring that they are not part of the United States as their citizen, which makes them subject and makes them an employee federally and state-wise. Because think about it. When Barack Obama put the Obamacare into place, right? What did it do? It caused people to have to pay for insurance, but not only did they do that, they put you more in subjugation. And on top of that, what it did was it said if New York State sent you anything, it said you was an employee of New York State. When did you get a position? When did you get paid?
Right.
When did you receive anything?
Right.
If you look at your Social Security Administration, it says that this is your income. How could this be an income? How could it be a wage? Why is it a wage? Why are they not giving you full disclosure of how they're doing business? You have to give a person full disclosure of how the business is going to be operating if they're going to be an employee. Not taking away, say, oh, we're giving you a benefit. You working as a benefit, and we're going to still charge you as this as a wage. No, this ain't a wage, and this ain't an income.
Right.
And on top of that, let me tell you something. The people in jail get 6 cents
slaves
payment, right? But every time you spend your $1, you only get to keep 6 cents of it. That's beneath any type of minimum wage. That's slavery in itself, especially when they take that IOU note, Federal Reserve note, and it has nothing to back it. Not no gold, not no silver, not nothing. It's just a debt note, and they keep making you a debtor over and over again to the point where you can never get out. They obfuscate, hypothecate this society to keep you in debt, which enslaves you and makes you into servitude, and you don't have no way. So when you go to court, you become a debt. You're a debtor, and everybody trying to collect the debt. So what they do, hold you as surety in order for the payment to be paid. But nobody can make a payment because there's no money.
Right.
I will end on that.
Wow, that was deep. That was peace. That was good. Yeah. End of the day, it's like, people just, a lot of our people are, I think the Bible may talk about it. I don't want to, word for word quote, but it was to a degree of the lack of information, lack of knowledge, and people, we getting the short end of the stick, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we gave ourselves the short end of the stick. It's time to be responsible and to grow up.
It's the age of information. It's out there if you really want to get it.
And it's the time for you to become of age of maturity to handle your own affairs, to stop being a minor. Stop allowing someone to take care of you. You've been taking care of yourself. In the sky. Yeah. So you
self-preservation.
You can do it. And even with the permission of the Most High, He's giving you already permission to do what you need to do. That's what your sovereignty is about. Having the already given authority from the one who created you from Nutfa, which is a leech-like clot. He gave you dominion. Use your dominion to do what you have to do and to be a responsible human being or a natural heir to the land, and take care of the earth, take care of the land, take care of the trees, take care of the plants. That's our job and our duty. So peace to you guys. Y'all can find me on Instagram again, AS_Royal Nails, or Facebook, Aquillah Sovereign El Bay. Y'all have a good day. Peace and love.
Peace. And end it there.